What is up, my PharMore Money family? Welcome back to another exciting video. Today we're going to be talking about NIO and why I believe it's going to hit a $1 trillion valuation and the fact that NIO hit our price target of $50 that we had put out there back on June 11th, 2021, made a video talking about why NIO is going to hit $50. It closed today at market close, $53.20. Guys, phenomenal run for NIO over the past month. It's up $11, massive gains from that standpoint. Just excited to see where the stock goes. Deliveries are going to be announced here soon, within the next, few days, for Tesla, and NIO's going to follow as well as some of the other rivals out there. So it's an exciting time to be a NIO retail investor, myself included. I continue to buy up stock in NIO because I just see a ton of potential and a ton of growth in the future for NIO. Let's dive in and look at the 5 reasons today why I believe that NIO is going to absolutely run away in the long term and the long run from that standpoint. I know I've been away from making some videos in the past week and a half, 2 weeks. Took some time to spend with the family, went down to Florida, got away from the Midwest, and just enjoyed some time at the beach with my wife and kids. So very excited to, make another video for you all. And if you like the content, please do hit the like button and definitely subscribe. Thank you so much. Number one, PharMore Money family, why NIO is going to hit this $1 trillion valuation is the fact that it's the gas station of the future, right? NIO is a major designer, manufacturer of high-tech electric vehicles in China. We already know that. It competes head-to-head with Tesla out there in innovative technologies like connectivity, batteries, autonomous mobility, and AI. NIO's status as an emerging leader in these technologies is perhaps the biggest reason to believe that they could become a multi-bagger from today's already lofty or high valuation that they've got, and they could become a true mega cap stock and company out there. And the reason behind it is the fact that they have a battery as a service potential, which is massive. The company's already building out the infrastructure for this business through its recent partnership with Sinopec, and I've talked about this in my previous video on NIO's advancements with technology. And the fact that they, can do a battery swap that could be upwards of in the thousands at just one single battery swap station, that is just massive potential for it. It'll give NIO a decisive network advantage in this space, just as it begins to take off really in the world's largest electric vehicle market, which is China. It's going to enable it to form partnerships with other automakers as well in the country and drive strong revenue growth from this business alone. This would make NIO the number one gas station company in China as the country and world enter the age of electrification, guys. So this is massive potential out there. And given that they already possess hundreds of patents in the battery swap technology realm, NIO seems to already have the intellectual property on lockdown. So from that standpoint, just absolutely cool to see where it heads from here on out. So, PharMore Money family, reason number 2 why NIO will hit that $1 trillion valuation, in my opinion, is the fact that they have a strong foothold on autonomous mobility technology, thanks to filing nearly 50 patents in this area and realm, and they boast an AI-powered smart cockpit, which is absolutely cool. Given that the mobility industry is becoming increasingly software driven, its intellectual property portfolio here is important as well, guys. Even more important is the fact that its competitive positioning to emerge as a long-term leader in the electric vehicle space in China, not only because of vehicle sales potential it offers, but more importantly because it's the largest source of consumer data in the world. So because of this, as a result, NIO will also have access to a vast amount of data, which it can improve its AI and build one of the best mobility software platforms in the world. So tons to look forward to from that standpoint. I'm excited. Let's keep going. So, PharMore Money family, reason number 3 why NIO will not stop running is the fact that they have the Chinese government support. Plain and simple, guys. The fact that they got a $1 billion bailout to sustain and then scale operations, basically to build more factories and just go big, is absolutely incredible that the Chinese government just gave them the cash, right? In America, we don't have that from that standpoint. And then also the most glaring example of how involved the Chinese government is behind NIO is the fact that the Chinese state media recently successfully tried to harm the reputation of Tesla, right? It's basically one of its top rivals to NIO, and it led to the point where Elon Musk had to issue an apology for some of the mishaps that were occurring from the Chinese made Tesla models, right, out there. Also, the Chinese government is making a major push to transition the automotive market towards electric vehicles in an effort basically to battle its huge pollution problem, right? And they've got a ton of smog and a ton of pollution that occurs in all their major cities from that standpoint. It tends to achieve these aims by offering purchase rebates and tax exemptions for the entire industry if you convert to the electric vehicle side. It's also placing restrictions as well on new gasoline and diesel powered vehicles. So again, the Chinese government is absolutely gung ho about NIO, and it is not going to stop, guys. This is a love fest that has been around for a long time. So we need to pay attention to that. Not many companies are out there that have unlimited support from a government. This is one of them. So let's keep that in mind when we're thinking about valuations in the future. Imagine how much bigger this is going to be, down the road. So very exciting from that standpoint. PharMore Money family, reason number 4 why I believe NIO will have tremendous growth and run up is the fact that they are expanding their horizons, right? NIO is poised to expand its sales in the global markets, starting with Norway, which I think is absolutely just so cool. Once it's built that significant scale in Norway, it will then have a greater position of strength from which to infiltrate the rest of the European market and the European Union. And especially given the geopolitical tensions with the United States and China that have occurred over the past, quite a few years, as well as Tesla's dominance in the US EV market, Europe just seems like such a more logical choice to begin the global expansion piece. And NIO has really, thought this through. So I think it's so fascinating and so cool what they're about to do in Oslo, Norway, and how they plan on taking that and building it into a physical and digital infrastructure for Norway to create a high, you know, um, eco-friendly ecosystem overall. It's just fabulous, and very excited to see what they do once they expand out of Norway here over the next year and a half. So let's stay tuned and keep watching. PharMore Money family, last but not least, the numbers game, right? And last reason why NIO will run up to that $1 trillion valuation and probably even go beyond, along with the stock price. So let's dig in. If NIO can just seize the early leadership that it has already in China in both the EV and battery, charging business, it has room to achieve a $1 trillion valuation by 2040 just by taking that international, guys. For example, its gross margin is expected to be nearly 20% in 2021 and 2022. Tesla's gross, meanwhile, is around 23%, and its net margin is roughly half of that at about 11.5%. So NIO's battery as a service business should also be higher margin, given that it could be entirely automated and the actual real estate could be leased instead of owned in order to free up capital for higher return investment somewhere else in NIO's company, right? With continued scaling in both businesses and overall positive trends in the business, reduce costs across the board through automation, I think that the gross margin can easily be upwards of 25% and net margins could be around 15% by 2040. This is absolutely very feasible, guys. If NIO were to just grab 8% of the global EV market, currently Tesla's at 11%, and they do this by 2030, 35, 40, 2040, it could sell about 5 million cars per year. And that's actually very feasible when you consider that the majority of electric vehicle sales are expected to be in China. And NIO has that inside track on that market, given the support it receives from the government. If the average sale for a electric vehicle car, NIO, is about $40,000, its profit would be about $6,000 per vehicle, which would translate then to about $27 billion in annual profit from auto sales alone, PharMore Money family. At a 30x price to earnings multiple, that would be that would basically put it at like an $810 billion valuation just based off of the automotive business. So just absolutely mind-boggling numbers when you crunch it down and take a look at it, a little bit deeper. Also, the battery as a service business could generate $150 in profits every year per vehicle in China. And by 2030, it's estimated that there will be 50 million electric vehicles on the road in China, and that electric vehicles will account for 40% of the total sales. If NIO's battery as a service business serves 20% of these electric vehicles in China by 2040, that would equate, guys, to an additional $3+ billion in annual net income. Once again, applying a 30x price to earnings multiple, that would equate to roughly another $100 billion in market valuation. Massive numbers again. The potential for using its data and autonomous vehicle technology is also another thing that they can scale up and offer as a package to, or kind of basically its own business model, because it's just so immense and so widespread from that standpoint. It would not be any sort of stretch to imagine that NIO can scale, the autonomous vehicle technology and, some of the AI technology even, and turn it into a potentially massive business from that standpoint if they start offering it in China, especially based off the patents. So the patents will help immensely here, guys, and that could just put that side of the business even at a valuation of $100 or $100 billion from that standpoint. So if you take the artificial intelligence technology that they've got out there, along with all the patents, you put that valuation for that business just by itself at $100 billion, combining that along with, the battery as a service business, along with the EV market share and the government support, you're looking at a company, when you combine all of those facets together, all the reasons I gave you in this video, you're looking at a $1 trillion valuation under very bullish circumstances. But don't forget, Tesla went through the same exercise, guys. Just remember, take it back to a year from where we sit today. Tesla ran up to $2,000 before they did a stock split. $2,000 per share, guys. So from my standpoint, I think NIO has tremendous room to run in the future. I'm excited for it. I hope you all are as well. If you enjoyed this video, again, I hope you subscribe to the PharMore Money family. I'd love to have you on this journey and help you grow your portfolio. And if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button, comment on what you'd like me to make a video on next. Thank you so much, PharMore Money family.
Hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, please go ahead and hit the like button, and please do subscribe. Turn on your notifications, as videos are going to continue to pour in as we move forward through 2021. This is going to be the road and journey to wealth and to just massive portfolio returns as we move forward. Thanks, everyone.